Batman has, in my opinion, one of the best rogue gallery of any superhero. And it's always fun seeing these wicked criminals leap off the two-dimensional page and onto live action. Over the years, we've had plenty of Jokers, Riddlers, Catwomen, and many more on the big and small screen. You can see that despite having a huge pool of villains, DC hasn't really utilized some of their best and scariest villains for the big screen. So today I have four no-brainer picks for my Batman villains I most want to see on the big screen. And I also have a wild card pick, so you want to stay to the end to see what that is. Created in 2007, Professor Pig is one of the newer Batman villains on the list. He was conceived as one of the scariest and most brutal criminals, and yeah, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to see this guy in a dark alley. Laszlo Valentine suffered a breakdown and donned a pig mask, his goal fixing imperfections by surgical means. This boggles my mind because in a post-gritty Nolan world, Professor Pig feels like he would easily fit. In fact, there has been rumors swirling around that Matt Reeves wants to use this character someday. Now, on the small screen, we did get the character, and needless to say, he was effectively unnerving. And his motivations of perfection and classism seem tailor made for the world of Gotham. The Mad Hatter is the only villain on this list that was featured in the campy Batman 1966 series, which is maybe why directors have shied away from using him in live action theatrical films. Jarvis Tetch, aka the Mad Hatter, was created by Bill Finger all the way back in 1948. Though he started off as more of a low level criminal, the newer version of Hatter is a psychopath that hypnotizes and murders women, all under the guise of his obsession with Alice in Wonderland. The Gotham series attempted the character, yet I feel that you could take this even further. I mean, come on, make the Mad Hatter among the most vile and deranged foes Batman will ever face. The idea of drugging and hypnotizing his prey is truly despicable, and in the right hands, you could make him a great villain. Why not throw his henchmen in as well? They are equally unsettling. Batman was created in 1970. 1970, folks. Let that sink in, because I cannot believe that in all this time, no one has attempted to fold this amazing and vicious villain into live action. I'm just picturing a perfect hybrid of practical effects and CGI bringing this creature to life. I mean, just think about someone like Rick Baker and what he could do with this character. Probably, like most people my age, I first became aware of this villain from Batman the Animated Series, and I was instantly a big fan. Like Professor Pig, I think it could fit into the darker world of the newer Batman films. And I think it's only a matter of time until we get him in all his terrifying glory. Clayface was a character that, for the longest time, I thought was created for Batman the Animated Series. However, his debut goes all the way back to 1940. Though I have no doubt that his splashy appearance in the 90s show revived his popularity. Clayface was featured on the small screen, sort of, on the series Gotham, yet I very badly want to see a serious and scary take on this larger-than-life villain. And while, yes, the take on him in the animated show is a bit campy, I do think you can go darker with him. Or hell, keep him as a campy villain. Just do something with him. I'm begging you. I just think this guy is so awesome. All right, time for my wild card pick. Drum roll. Baby Doll. Okay, so maybe you haven't heard of this villain, but Hear me out. She is without a doubt the most tragic and compelling of any of Batman's rogue gallery. Baby Doll was a villain made specifically for Batman the Animated Series. Her origins are Baby Doll is a former child star who, because of a medical condition, will always look like a child. When she tries to break out in more mature roles, everybody rejects her. Thus, she is hell bent on revenge. There's a really interesting mirroring that you could really do here. Bruce Wayne lost his childhood innocence when his parents were murdered, and Baby Doll effectively lost hers thanks to an industry that is notorious for throwing away child stars after their expiration date. I think any good filmmaker could really make a meal of playing up these comparisons. But her story is so tragic that you can certainly be on her side. I know this is a bit of a weird pick, but I think on many levels this could work. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm really curious to know what villains that haven't been featured in live action and on the big screen you would like to see. Personally, I just think it's very weird that some of these villains that are so interesting and really terrifying have never graced the silver screen. But please weigh in the comments, and I will see y'all in the next video.
Are you, the famous Batman, so intent upon destroying my happiness that you'll harm these poor, mind-warped innocents to get me? Let's find out.
Off with his head!